Grant, thank you for your time. You have launched your own surfing and lifestyle magazine called Throwing Buckets. What's it all about?
Throwing Buckets is a surfing lifestyle magazine that's based here in Newcastle. It sort of services the area from Catherine Hill Bay up to Port Stephens, so just taking in the greater Hunter area, I guess. I used to work in newspapers. I worked at the Newcastle Herald for over 16 years and was always wondered why there wasn't some sort of surfing magazine or medium that sort of filled that niche, because so many people in Newcastle surf. So something I've been thinking about for a while, and decided to give it a crack.
And the trigger or inspiration behind launching the magazine, where did that come from?
I guess, as I said, I was in newspapers for a long time, and I've been around surfing for probably the last 10 years, shooting surfing as a surf photographer, and you get to know a lot of people that way and sort of talk to them about what's out there and what's about. And there's so many stories that weren't told here in Newcastle, about young guys, older guys that have been surfing for 50, 60 years, and I just really felt that I needed a change from newspapers, and I thought there was an opportunity to look at doing something a bit different, and mainly giving Newcastle surfing and skating a voice. So that's pretty much where the inspiration came. It was just one of those things that I decided to do in the end and jumped in the deep end, so heads above water still.
What's the response been like from the surfing community since launching the magazine?
It's been really positive. The guys that I know that have got behind it have been great. Like it's one of those things. You sort of jump into these things and you're not really sure how it's going to be taken on. But the surfing community at large has been really great, helping me out. Guys like Terry McKenna, Dan Frodgham, a couple of other local guys, Tim Ryan from the Merriweather Surfboarders Club guys, David Voisey and up at the bay, and just really positive response so far. So really happy, yeah.
And you basically put the magazine together on your own, is that right?
Yes, I do. I do get some contributions. I've been getting some contributions of late from a few writers, Ted Bassingthwaite, Craig Tonks, and every now and then I get some photos from guys like Shane Myers. But yeah, basically I do it all myself. I write the stories, lay it out, design it all, take the photos. It's pretty much a one-man show. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it, so it's good.
Pardon my ignorance, but I'm very curious to know how the name Throwing Buckets came about.
Throwing buckets, it's unusual, but when a surfer hits the top of the lip and throws the fins out, the spray that comes off the back of the tail looks like someone's got a bucket of water and thrown it. So the saying goes, oh, such is out there throwing buckets, or wow, he's just chucked some buckets. So that's where it comes from. So something different, like obviously there's tracks and waves, and I just wanted something a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
And how can people access the magazine?
The magazine is sold through iTunes, through Pocket Mags, Google Play. It's just an app that you can download for free on any handheld device or on your home computer. That then goes into the newsstand, which is on your iPhone or your Google Play, and it's just a matter of downloading each issue, or you can subscribe for 12 months. It's $1.29 for an issue, or $10 for 12 months, and each issue comes out on the 30th of the month, and it's always at least 120 pages, so it's pretty good value for money if you ask me.
You've had some great success recently with the iTunes charts, I believe. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been good. This one of those things, I guess it takes a little bit of time, but the subscriptions are right up there, and the amount of people that are buying the magazine seems to go up month by month. Out of the 12 months we've been going, 10 months it's been to number one in the sports and leisure. That usually takes anywhere between 3 or 4 days to go up, but last edition I published within 6 hours it had gone to number one on iTunes, not in the sports and leisure section, but also in the general overall news section as well, newsstand section as well. So that was really pleasing.
When you see those results, does that really reiterate the choice you have made to go down the path of this magazine?
Yeah, it's definitely an affirmation that you're doing the right thing, and hopefully I got into it knowing it wasn't going to be an overnight success. Like, obviously it was going to take some time to get around, and you know, there's still a lot of people around Newcastle that don't know about it, and I guess that's my next step, is to try and get as many people out there to know about it, and to try and contribute to it. I really hope that it's something that all Novocastrians can be proud of, whether they surf or not. And it's not just a surfing magazine or a skating magazine, it's a lifestyle magazine. Newcastle, it's an amazing place. It really is, you know, Australia's best kept secret, and we're so lucky to have what we have right on our doorstep. And I think the magazine showcases the best of what Newcastle is and has to offer, and I just hope people embrace it for what it is.
Fantastic. I got a bit of a shock on the very first episode that I bought, and every single one just gets better and better and better. It's so much work, it's hard to believe that it's really a one-man crew. It's growing, he's got a few with him, but you know, you kind of look at it and you think, wow, how many photographers has he got? How many riders has he got? But doing it all himself is just extraordinary.
It's great to see the first surfboarding, skateboarding lifestyle magazine in Newcastle come out of my hometown, and it's great to see someone doing such a great thing for all kind of sports and all kind of stuff throughout Newcastle, and it's great to see.
From a local's perspective, it's rad. Like, it really focuses on the local sort of surfing scene and all the kids that are coming through, so it's really handy for the local guys to sort of get their names out there, especially with how well the magazine's doing. And yeah, it's been nothing but a good thing for all the local guys that are coming through.
The magazine itself was way overdue. I mean, it's been an excellent product that Grant's put out. It's helped put Newcastle on the map from a surfing point of view, and also from a lifestyle point of view.
You see a lot of like modelling shots and kind of like bit of everything, just like Newcastle beaches and cafes and that, all the new stuff, the new trends coming into Newcastle, and it's great to see.
What's happening right now along this strip is the soul of Newcastle. It's beaches. Every single person I've ever known that's come from somewhere else looks through the town and goes, yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. They drive down that hill there and then they go, wow, I'm staying here. So, you know, that magazine captures the essence of Newcastle, which is right here.
I think it's one of those things that where we sort of haven't noticed until we had it. I think it'd be different now if we lost it. Just because, yeah, like I said, he's been focusing on so many different areas. Like, he doesn't just kind of go down the beach, take photos and run them like run a sort of normal surf kind of story. He sort of focuses on all these sort of areas like surf related with our organisations and shop fronts and all those different sort of surfing related things that we have going on, which is really cool. And I think if we lost that now, you would notice it.
So besides all things surfing, you talk about the lifestyle side of the magazine. For those who subscribe, what can they expect to read and find in the magazine that's centred around the lifestyle side of things?
Yeah, we talk about different things like hotels. Like I've done a feature on the Grain Store and the Burwood Hotel, like little places that a lot of people have heard of but may not go, because you know there's not always beautiful conditions in the water. Sometimes, you know, guys go to the valley or they go up the coast and they go different places. So yeah, where you can get a really good feed, where you can get a good beer, whether there's music events on, stuff like that. Everything that's related to surfing. I mean, there's such a huge crossover with so many different niches. Like I know Rosie from Rosie School of Rock, he's an avid surfer, but you know, he plays gigs all the time, so he's always out there, you know, promoting the sport and promoting the band. So I did a story on Rosie in a couple of magazines ago, which was really good, and talks about his screaming jets and stuff like that. So it's not just necessarily about the surfing, but about how people got to where they are in their life and stuff like that.
So the magazine at the moment is available through that online portal. What's the long-term plan? Would you eventually like to sell the magazine in a printed form in the future?
Yeah, ideally I'd love to be able to do a print version of the magazine as well, whether that's an annual thing or a quarterly thing. It's just really expensive to print. That's my biggest issue at the moment is the cost. It would cost me close to $10,000 to produce a magazine, which I just don't have that sort of capital at the moment. Ideally, with some sponsorship, I've got some guys that they're interested in Sydney. They really like the model of the magazine and like what I've been doing, and they talk about getting some sponsorship together, hopefully to get a printed version of the magazine. Now, hopefully that magazine can go into surf stores where people can grab a copy of it and check it out. So that's the plan, to get a printed version. But at the moment I'm pretty content. I mean, you look at the demographic and the way the world's going these days, and people aren't reading magazines as much as they used to. Everyone wants everything on a handheld device, so to have the ability to look at a magazine, to click on a button that takes you to a website, or to press a button and watch a video straight from a magazine is pretty amazing. I think that's definitely the way of the future.
Well, mate, it's all going along nicely at the moment, and thank you for your time, and I wish you continued success with the magazine.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate the time to talk to you. Cheers.